Hi guys, so welcome back. Finally here with my December wrap up. I know, it's well into February, and I'm finally here with my December wrap up. I'm finally doing it, because I keep saying I have to do it, and then I put it off. So I'm going to do it. The only thing is, I'm not going to go into too much detail about any of these books, because I don't really remember much of what happened. They were all really good though. It's just, right now, I don't really remember like that much and that could give you a basic synopsis. So I might just leave all the links to all these books down below. We'll see how this goes. So for the first 3 books that I read in December, well, because October and November were like really bad months for me, like I read a few books, I just didn't really read as much as I would like to, and I was just in a slump for those couple months. So December, I got right back on track, and I read a lot. I read 15 books, so I'm really happy with that. So for the first 3 is, of course, my In Death books. I read Haunted in Death in this 3-in-1. I read the final one. I read Innocent in Death, and then I read the first one in this 3-in-1, Eternity in Death, which is the first one there. They're all great. I gave them all 5 out of 5 stars. Of course, these 2 were novellas, and this one was a full-length novel. I absolutely loved all of them, though. I love this series. You guys know this, so I'm really not going to go into too much on that. And actually, I just realized that when I did my February TBR, which is uploading right now, by the way, I'm really bad right now. When I did my TBR, I realized that I forgot to include any In Death books, and I think I'm going to keep it that way. I think I'm going to just take a break for this month only and just not read any In Death books. We'll see how that goes, because I might get like, I don't know, kind of longing for it, you know? I might have an urge to pick it up. I'm not sure. I have a TBR of books that I really, really want to get to that sound really good, and I think reading an In Death book might put a hold on some of those. So I think I'm just gonna put a hold on that for the month and get back to it in March. So then I also read some manga, because again, I was in a slump. And of course, the best way to get out of that is to try and read some manga. So I did, and I read Maid-sama Volumes 7 and 8. This is the 2-in-1 bind-ups. I really love these editions. And these are, of course, the only editions you can get now, because they discontinued the other ones. Just fine. It's okay. I love this series so much. I've talked about this one a lot, too. I think I have 10 more volumes to go, I believe. There's 18 volumes total, and then this one was 7 and 8, so I only have a few more bind-ups to get before the end of the series. I'm really looking forward to it, but I'm also like, kind of, like, that's why I don't read it like a lot, because I'll pick up one volume, or I'll pick up one bind-up maybe every couple months or so, because they're so good, and they're not all out, so I really only have, I think, 1 or 2 more bind-ups. I think another one comes out this month, actually. I'm pretty sure. I think I have 10 and 11, or 9 and 10, and 11 and 12, so I think 13 and 14 comes out. I'm not sure. I could be wrong about that. But, so I kind of spread them out, so I read them, like, I only read one every couple of months, and I love this series. So yeah, if I wanted to, I could just read all the ones that I have. But I don't have a lot of them, and I also own the anime, so I really want to watch that, but I also don't want to watch too much, just in case it spoils it, and that would really upset me. So I'm going to continue to read them, and then I'm going to watch the anime. But yeah, this was great. I gave this entire bind-up, I gave 5 out of 5 stars. I just love these characters, Usui and what's-her-face, Misaki, I couldn't remember her name. But yeah, I love them, and I love all the characters in here. Everything is just so good. It's so funny, and so, like there's some drama, but there's not really, like, any drama. And then this one was the best one, because I think they're finally, like, I think she's finally admitting her feelings for Usui, and that would be really nice. You still don't know anything about Usui, Like, he has this past that you know nothing about, and you get like little hints, the fact that there's something going on there, but you don't know. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to picking up the next volume, but I don't know when that's gonna be. So then I picked up another manga, and then this one that I started and completed the series because there's only 2 bind-ups. That is Orange by Ichigo Takano. This is the first bind-up. This is a complete collection, volume 1, and a complete collection, volume 2. So I bought this months ago, and I finally read it in December, and it was so good. And then this one is about a girl, Naho, gets a letter from herself 10 years in the future. And then at first, you know, she thinks it's a prank, but then some things in the letter come true. So it's pretty much, the letter is just telling her that, here, like, that's Naho. And the letter is telling her that she has to become friends with, oh, if I can find a good picture, that would be good. With him. And there are some things, his name is Kakeru, and I really love this series. This is really good. I would have liked more of the ending, but that's what I say in every series, so it's perfectly fine. I understand that it just left off it left off in a good way, but it still left me, like, I would have loved to see what happened 10 years, you know, like how the future changed compared. But then there's a lot of talk about time and paradoxes and stuff like that, so you never know, like, the future may not have changed because you're in a parallel universe or a parallel dimension, and yeah, it's weird, and I'm totally going off topic. So yeah, she gets a letter from herself 10 years in the future, and she's got to become friends with him because for a very important reason, and that he's also a friend, and there's all of the friends there. There's 6 of them total. So yeah, I mean, there are some parts that I was kind of like annoyed with Naho, because like, she would read a part from the letter telling her to do this or she will regret it, and she doesn't do it. And I get so upset because I'm like, this is yourself telling you you're going to regret this. Like, just telling her, like, telling him how she feels, and she can't do it. And she knows she's going to regret it, but she just can't do it. And I get kind of annoyed because your future self is telling you you're going to regret this if you don't do it. So why don't you just do it? Just do it. Like, who cares about what happens? And then there's other parts, like the very beginning, there's a part, and that kind of like really annoyed me, but I guess in the very beginning, she writes it off as a prank, so she doesn't follow through with what it says, which I understand that, but that, like, started this whole thing, and it was really bad. But, this was really good. I gave each of these, I think, 5 stars. I think. I could be totally wrong with this. Actually, I gave the first one 5 stars, I gave the second one 4.5 stars. 4 to 4.5 stars. Yeah. Again, Naho kind of, like, annoys me. And then there's other parts that just... And then she's too sweet, you know? And also, like, I can be a really nice person. And, yeah, I mean, I can come off as, like, really nice and I can get taken advantage of. But you also have to know, like, there are ways... Like, there's so many times you can get taken advantage of before you start to realize you're getting taken advantage of, and it needs to stop. And she needed to see that. Like, her friends had to come to her rescue every time. Yeah. So, yeah, there's just some things about Naho. But the series is really good. I absolutely loved it. Definitely pick it up if you haven't. Alright. So, then there was a series I read on my phone. So, I don't have the physical copy. I wish I bought them. They were good. They weren't great, but they were good. And it was I don't even know what the series is called. But Paper Princess. That series. So it was Paper Princess, Broken Prince, and Twisted Palace. I read all of those in, like, back to back because I was addicted. The series isn't great. The writing isn't amazing. The characters they're good, but, you know, it's like a drama-filled book. And, like, but it becomes addicting. So I started Paper Princess because I've seen a few people read it and say how good it is and how addicting it is. So I picked it up. It was really cheap on on Kindle, so I picked that up and I read it in like hours. And it was good. I mean, it wasn't amazing, of course, but it was good and it was addicting. So then I just kept going with Broken Prince and then Twisted Palace. So Paper Princess is, I don't really remember the synopsis as much, okay? So I'm gonna butcher this, but I'm gonna try my hardest. So it's about a girl who loses her mother. She's still in school, she loses her mother. And so now she's an orphan because she never knew her father. So she's living on her own, and nobody knows this. Everybody thinks her mother's still alive. She's the only one who knows that her mother is dead, and she doesn't want the school or anything to know because then they'll send her away or they'll send her to like an orphanage or something like that. So I don't know, I could be totally wrong about that, but she just doesn't want them to know because she wants to live on her own and make her own way. I think she's almost 18. I think she's 17, and she's either 17 or she's 18, and she's just waiting until she graduates school, and then she'll be done and she won't have to worry about any of this. So the thing is, she works as a stripper. So she's going to school and she works as a stripper, and she just wants to graduate, and then she can do whatever she wants. One day, this guy comes and tells her that he knew her father, and her father's dead, and that she's going to live with him. He's her new guardian, and she's going to go live with him and his sons. His really, majorly attractive, baggage-filled sons. And their family's rich, like filthy rich. So, I mean, this is a Cinderella story. She doesn't believe it. I mean, there's no way she's going with this stranger, but she ends up going with him. And, of course, and she meets all of his sons, and they hate her on spot. And that's really how the story goes. It's all I can really, tell you without, spoiling anything. And, of course, it's all about the baggage and the drama and stuff like that. And she lives in a new place, going to a new school, and trying to be independent while, she's got this rich guardian telling her that if she stays, he'll give her a bucket load of money. It's really all she's really there for is the money, because she needs it so she can, I think she wants to go to college, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, that's really, all there really is, and then of course it goes from there. Again, it was addicting, it was good, it was addicting, it was amazing. It's not going to be the best thing you've ever read, but again, it will just hook you from the very first page, and then you need to know what happens after that. So I gave each of these books 3 stars. I kind of do want to own them because there are times where I kind of want to go back to it again. It's addicting. So yeah, that was that. So yeah, away from that, I read some other books. So I read some contemporary. I picked up P.S. I Like You by Casey West. And this is about a girl who's really bored in chemistry, and she writes on her desk. She writes some lyrics on her desk. And then the next day she comes and they're filled in. So after that, her and this person are writing notes to each other back and forth while they're in chemistry. And it goes from there. It's really cute. This is my first Casey West book, and I really enjoyed it. It's just a drama-filled high school book, and this is kind of what I needed. I like manga and contemporary, the ones that I pick up when I'm in a slump, because these are the ones that will get me out of it. So yeah, this is exactly what I needed to get me out of my slump, and I really enjoyed it. And I gave this, what did I give this? Oh god, I got like a list. I got like a piece of paper that tells me what I gave everything. And I can't remember. Where did it go? I gave this 4 stars. It was really cute, and I really enjoyed it. And I do own other Casey West books, so I'm going to pick those up too. Then I picked up What Light by Jay Asher. I really love Jay Asher's 13 Reasons Why, so I was really, really happy to get this. and it's signed by Jay Asher too, so that was even better. So yeah, so this is about a girl, Sierra, I think her name's Sierra, and her family owns a Christmas tree farm. So they live in Oregon with their farm, and then every year for around like Thanksgiving, Christmas time, they go to California and they sell it at the tree lot. But then this year, where this story starts, Sierra's family is in danger of losing that lot. So this might be the last year that they go to California, and Sierra doesn't want that because she has a friend, one of her best friends lives in California, and she only can see her that time of year, and she really doesn't want to lose it. And then this is their family source of income, so she really doesn't want them to lose this, but you know, it happens. And then for the last year, or in her last year, she meets this boy. He's got this tragic past, but she starts to fall for him, and he lives in California. And this might be the last year, so she might never see him again. So that kind of stuff. This is really cute. If you really love Hallmark's Countdown to Christmas, you'll really like this one. I love Hallmark's Countdown to Christmas movies. They're so good. They're just drama, you know, it's an hour and a half of just, or it's like an hour and a half to 2 hours of watching just like a cheesy love story, you know, and that's what I needed, and it was really cute, and I love it. So I think I gave this 4 stars too. No, I gave this 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. So then I picked up Dash and Lily's Book of Dares, by Rachel Cohn and David Levithan. Again, I hate Christmas books because it was December and it was Christmas. So I picked this one up, and okay, so this one is about a boy named Dash is in the Strand. It's set in New York, and the Strand is a bookstore if you didn't know. And he sees this red notebook that Lily has left, and it's just a bunch of clues to finding Lily, because Lily needs a boyfriend, and she doesn't want a bunch of, like, she wants someone who is a lot like her, that is intellectual and loves books, and she needs someone who would be able to follow these clues, and that's where Dash comes in. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. There was a part like in the middle where I was just like, it was just dragging, and I really was about to DNF it. I couldn't get past it, but then I'm really glad I did, because there was this one part that involved a dog and a baby and them, and it was so funny, and it just cracked me up, and that just made me keep reading, and I really enjoyed it. After that part, like the beginning and the towards the end was so good. Just the middle was dragging a little, but I got over that. It was really good. I gave this like 3.5 to 4 stars. And now I own, what was it, the sequel to it, so I have to pick that up. I can't remember what it's called, 12 Nights of Dash and Lily or something like that. Alright, 3 more books, and then I can't help but do a 20-minute video. I don't know why. So I picked up The Land of Stories Book 5, An Author's Odyssey by Chris Colfer. This is the latest book in the series. The last one, I believe, comes out this year in July, so I'm really looking forward to it. I didn't think I would love this one, but I ended up really loving it. It was so good. It's just the continuation of the series. This is the 5th book, so I really can't explain it. But it takes you into all of the stories that Connor, who is the male main character, has written himself. So you get to meet like all of his characters, and it's so cute. It's so funny. Like, there are so many parts, especially with the character Trollbella, who is the troll princess, or troll queen now, I'm sorry. She's the troll queen, and she decides, they have to put on a play, and she writes it, and it's all about her, of course. It's so funny. I love that part. And I think I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. Yeah, I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. It was so funny. It was so good. And I'm really, really looking forward to the last book. The ending of this book, though, was insane. I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, something happens. I really can't go into explanation, but something happens to Alex, which is the female main character, and it's not good. It's not good. So yeah, that's really all I'm gonna say. It was so good. I definitely recommend picking this series up if you haven't. It's all about fairy tales. It's middle grade. It's so funny at times. It's like got adventure and stuff like that. It's so good. If you haven't picked it up, I highly suggest you do. It's one of my favorite series. Alright, last two, they're both like retellings or reimaginings. The first one is a reimagining of Aladdin. It's called The Forbidden Wish by Jessica Corey, and this is all about where Aladdin falls in love with the genie. I love it. Well, it's actually more the genie falls in love with Aladdin. Yeah, it's more like that. And it's blurred by Sarah J. Maas. I love her. So, Aladdin discovers Zahara's lamp. Zahara's the genie. And, he's her master. And he has his 3 wishes. But then there's also this major war between the jinn and, the humans. And there's Zahara's past and Aladdin's past. It's just so good. It was so good. I give this, I think, 5. Yeah, 5 out of 5 stars. It's a reimagining of Aladdin, so don't think when you read it like there's Aladdin, there's Jasmine, there's Jafar. There is a vizier, there is a princess, there is Aladdin. He is still a thief, and there's still a genie, but the genie is a woman. And yeah, I mean, there's so much to this. So don't think when you pick it up that it's gonna be like the tale or the movie, because it's not. But it's so good. It's set in like it is sort of like an Arabic tale, but yeah, it's so much better than that. I give 5 out of 5 stars. Definitely pick this up. It's so good. Alright, last book. It's probably my favorite book. Oh, is this my favorite book? I kind of feel like it is. This one definitely hit my favorites as well as The Forbidden Wish. And I think also An Author's Odyssey might have also. I'm not sure. I don't even think I put my favorites up yet. But, that is Heartless by Marissa Meyer. So, I love the Lunar Chronicles. You guys know that. It's one of my all-time favorite series. And I was really, nervous about this one because so many people have said that it's not as good as they were hoping for. But when I picked it up, I was hooked and I couldn't put it down. It was so good. And this is all about the Queen of Hearts. This is her origin story. This is how she became the Queen of Hearts. So this is all about Kath, or Catherine, but she goes by Kath. She is a nobleman's daughter, and all she wants to do is bake. And she wants to open up her own bakery, but that's never going to happen because she is a nobleman's daughter, and she is expected to be so much more, especially when the king takes a liking to her, and she is stuck there. She's just stuck in that, and she can't, she'll never be able to get out of that. Okay, I'm totally saying this wrong. But the king takes a liking to her, and she wants nothing to do with him. She doesn't want to become queen. She only wants to open her own bakery. But how can you refuse a king? You know? There's also a jester who appears, and she ends up falling for him. And yeah, it's so good. What's it called? You know, you get stuck in the world of the land of hearts, and it's so fantastical and so amazing, and I just loved it. I devoured this book. I just want to reread it because it was so good. And I don't know, well, I know that this has to be a standalone because I don't think there'll ever be a sequel to this. If there is, I would definitely devour that too, but I believe this is just a standalone, but it's so good. And of course you know what's going to happen at the end. This isn't like oh my god, like this isn't like a mystery of what's going to happen at the end. You know what's going to happen because you know all about the Queen of Hearts. But this is more of the journey, how she became the Queen of Hearts, and what made her into that, especially when you read the very beginning, where she's not at all, like she is, like how we know she is. So yeah, this was so good. If you haven't picked it up, pick it up because it's amazing. So that is my December TBR, my December wrap up, not my TBR. Yeah, I mean, these are all the books that I've read in December. I had a really good reading month for December. It was amazing. I don't think I read any book that I didn't like, which that just made me so happy. And yeah, I mean, that's it, guys. I know I still have to do my January wrap-up, and believe me, I have those all written down too. I might do that some other day. I don't know. I don't think I can do that now. I don't think I want to do 2 wrap-ups in one. I think I'm going to do my January book haul instead, because book hauls are better. Just kidding. They're just my favorite ones to do. So, yeah. That's all for me today, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Happy reading!